This weekend gone, that was the dustiest performance I've seen from Arsenal. And the way they're shaking their bum, and we got little Rishi Sunak here in the top right and Deji and Lee trying to do it, politicize the whole team. You came to my gaff to play football and you got out popped.
Is this Priory House, North London? Because
why are you calling the hospital when you're supposed to be?
I've got a mental patient called Deji Spurs.
The North London derby fallout continues. Once again, Deji Spurs involved in a conversation, whatever you want to call it, with Deji and Lee on Dan Potts' 12-man podcast. Shout out to Dan Potts for doing his thing. And to give you a bit of an update as to who these people are, Lee is an Arsenal fan, waffles on a lot about other teams and talks down about other teams, if that's the right term. Says players like Palmer are not as good as Saka overall, or, not as dominant, or haven't been doing it for as long as Saka has, which I agree to. Also says managers like Jurgen Klopp are leaving the Premier League and Liverpool because they're scared, because they're not that good. He actually said this. There's an AFTV post-match when they beat us 3-1 at the Emirates in February this year. Check it out for yourselves. And he's been said to go into hiding every time Arsenal lose, because at the overconfidence he gives and all the chest he gives before the matches, before the games, he's got Arsenal tunnel vision, personified, and he's like Ty, but Ty's still the king for me. Whereas Deji, everyone knows Deji. Deji is Deji, the Tottenham fan who never backs down. Everybody's dusty, shaking bums for other teams, defends his own team. And while that is admirable to a point, you need to be realistic and reasonable, which is something I believe he is not. You can see previous videos. Obviously, a lot of people found my channel from the last video with the fallout from the North London derby with Deji, with Will, and also young Dan, with their madness that they were saying. And believe you me, if you say it, if I find that it is interesting or something worth talking about, you best believe I will make a video on it. So there you go. But videos on Deji already done. He believes that Tottenham are better than other teams as long as they have their best 11 players on the pitch. And to kick things off, he still believes, he doubles, triples, quadruples down, that Arsenal had a dusty performance. Tottenham were that damn good, and Arsenal were scared to play actual football against Tottenham.
Deji and Lee, first and foremost, don't come with your idiot 8 Mile crap tonight, because it's done. I don't want to hear that crap. So I need you to come up with a new story. You and Dan Potts are here shamelessly shaking your bums for that dusty performance. My team was dusty. Your team was equally dusty. Arsenal dominate teams. That is your game. That is your ethos. That is your philosophy. The only reason why you man back down is if you are sweating, or you're under pressure, or you can't hack it. Don't tell me about the first half. Talk to me about the whole game. Yeah? The truth is, Dan, and the truth is, Deji and Lee, all of you, man, were shitting yourself because it was squeaky bum time. Because you thought in that second half, Tottenham was going to come back and get a draw, if not a win. So from time you were worried, that means you were dusty, and it means Tottenham played better than you. Because at no point can you tell me that Arsenal was comfortable from start to finish. You weren't comfortable. You started well, and then it became squeaky bum time pretty quickly. So hold that. Hold that to all the Arsenal cronies in the chat. And if you think...
Hold it.
People make the lose.
Hold a 3-2 win. Hold that. Hold that, Arsenal fans. Hold a 3-2 win.
I said, if Arsenal humble themselves and go direct, you were going to win. Bravo, Arsenal fans. Bravo for literally holding back and going direct, because that was the only way you were going to win. There was no way that you were going to go toe-to-toe and play sexy football with my club. So when I was saying to you a few weeks back, Tottenham can go toe-to-toe with Arsenal, we proved it. We proved it. Yeah, we didn't get the result because my brother scored an own goal for you to get the win. But did you outplay Tottenham? No, you didn't. You just got the win. Dirty stinky football. So if that's what you want to say your bum about, by all means, knock yourself out.
That's actually mad. That's actually mad. He actually said that Arsenal don't play defensively against many teams, but against Spurs, they played defensively because Tottenham had pressured them to defend. Bro, like Tottenham are the home team. I don't know what he expects. Tottenham are going to be the team that's going to take the front foot. They're going to take the initiative and challenge. They're the ones that are going to press Arsenal. Arsenal are not there to counter them. Arsenal can just sit back and just peep them on a counter-attack, which is effectively what they did with the balls over the top, yeah? Arsenal got outplayed by Spurs, and they had more possession, and if they had the best 11, they would have been slapped up by Arsenal. That's actually madness. Deji is undefeated 100%. Like I said, as much as he is a little bit, delusional in the sense of the things that he says about his team, you almost have to admire the belief he has for this Tottenham team. Arsenal went direct because they couldn't play toe-to-toe against Spurs because they would have got taken the task. That's absolute madness. I mean, Arsenal won, but they did not play Tottenham. Like, hold that. Yeah, hold that 3-2 win. The last 10 minutes definitely were squeaky bum time, 100%. At 3-1, if there's nothing happening, you'd be a little bit nervous, but you're like, whatever, we do with it. But at 3-2 with the penalty, 10 minutes left, I would say there's a little bit of concern to be had. But let's hear what Gunnar Lee had to say. Gunnar Lee had a mental response, pun intended.
I had to call the Priory House North London Hospital, which is a mental home, because you have been set loose. You have been set loose, and there's a lot of bad stuff going on in London currently, and you are probably one of the reasons why we need to get more people locked up, because you're psycho. You're actually unstable, my friend. You shouldn't be let on the streets because you're talking utter bullshit.
So you were happy with how you played?
I've never in my whole entire life had to sit and listen to such mumbo jumbo. I don't know if you're taking, I don't know what drugs you're taking. I don't know if you're hallucinating. I don't know if you're high. I don't know what you're doing. I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but please, whatever it is, there's a famous saying, by Stephen A. Smith, stay off the weed. You need to do that, my friend.
Can you see these guys, D?
You need an intervention. You are not okay. You're mentally.
Since you don't know what to talk, since you don't know what to say tonight, let me ask you.
Deji, let me just.
You're just waffling. Let me just go through a few. Let me give you some questions, bro.
No, hold on. Let me go through a few things with you. Why is it now all of a sudden we must play Harlem Globetrotters football, play the best football, play Brazilian
Brazilian
football?
Because it's the North London derby.
But hold on, that's the first thing. So all of a sudden now, just because we didn't play the way that you wanted us to play, because you wanted to take advantage of that, now all of a sudden we're the bad team. Not once have you taken any shitty accountability on the fact that your manager played the wrong players, he had the wrong setup, he had the wrong formation, and he's so arrogant. I didn't even know this until this morning. He's so arrogant that the little fucking weasel doesn't even want to have a set piece coach. So for me,
I said all of that.
So when I come down to it, you need to really look at home. That guy that's on your shoulder, he's on the wrong side because he's on the angel side. He should be on the devil side because he's an absolute nonce as well. He needs to seek help as well. He is an absolute idiot who doesn't know what he's doing. And I've been saying this since November, and I even tweeted it today. He's not going to take you to the promised land. He's not going to take you anywhere where you need to go. So you can stop wanking over this guy and get a reality check, because your manager is the reason why you lost the game. You don't need to talk about the referees. You don't need to talk about the referees. You don't need to talk about the players. You don't need to talk about anything else other than the fact that your manager set you up to lose the game.
Lee went a little bit unhinged, in my opinion, in this response. I mean, going a bit mad, calling out to Deji on his response by calling him a mental patient, needing assistance, being potentially on drugs, being insane, saying that he needs to call up the mental institution and tell him they got like this guy called Deji Spurs dead. I mean, attack the person and not the argument with cringe levels of name calling and ad hominem attacks. That's actually mad. Like, that served no purpose whatsoever to the points that Deji was making. That's a massive L. That is a massive L for Lee, in my opinion there. Like, it could have said anything about Tottenham being crap and all this sort of stuff, but Deji said nothing as bad as what Lee said towards him. Mental patient, drugged up, insane. I mean, I banter and all that aside, that for me was just a bit, it was just uncalled for in my opinion, honestly. Not that I actually give a shit, but it just served no purpose to countering his arguments. He was just talking shit for the sake of talking shit. Now, Arsenal did play the way that they needed to in order to win via set pieces, exploiting certain things. That's fair enough. I don't think anyone's disputing that, yeah? Apart from Deji maybe, and some other Spurs fans maybe. But the play style means nothing if you don't get the result. 3 points are 3 points. Doesn't matter whether you play good football, you have 70% possession, you do this, you do that. You can have 80% possession, you get 2 shots, you get 2 goals. The team with 80% will get nothing. Do you think the team who had less possession cares if they get the win? I don't think they give a crap. I really don't think they care. But Lee messed up at one point because Deji literally has said that the players that started the game were not the right players that should have started the match. There should have been other players that were on the bench like Richarlison, Papasar, Basuma probably should have started over some other players. So I think that's a massive L for Lee. And he has criticised his manager as well. But not to the sense of criticising the manager for how they play with the high line, but more so, again, the players that he selected. I still think that high line is a bit of a risk, and that's how Arsenal got threw them balls over the top with a bit of space, and that's what happens. But he also called Ange a nonce. Did you hear that? He called Ange Postecoglou a nonce for some reason, completely unrelated to football, a completely unhinged response from Gunnar Lee, in my opinion.
Even this dusty team that wasn't playing the right formation, Postecoglou feeling himself. I agree with all the points you've made about Postecoglou. They still had 62% possession. Arsenal is not a club renowned, and I'm looking at Lawless here, renowned for sitting back. The only time Arsenal sit back is when they're up against a superior footballing team. I've only seen Arsenal sit back one other time this season, and that was against Man City. The other time was this Sunday, because that second half was all Tottenham. All one-way traffic. The other thing that we've also got to accept is sometimes in a game of football in the Premier League, just like when Tottenham played Liverpool at our gaff, sometimes you get the rub of the green. Let's be real. Romero's header that hits the post.
Deji, no one cares about position. No one cares about position.
Deji, and Kulusevski was fouled in the box. Season, that should have been a pen. Come on,
let me just stop you there. Come on, last season, Man City played Brighton at home. Brighton had more possession than Man City. Do you think they care because they still won the game? What is your fucking point?
No, I acknowledge that you won the game. I acknowledge that, though.
The point is that
you weren't great. All I'm saying is you weren't great.
What? So what?
You weren't great, bro.
Okay, do you know what? Do you know what I'm going to do?
You weren't great.
So do you know what? Let me get my party poopers out for you, because that's the fact of the matter. We weren't great, but we still won the game, and we could have gone up 2-3 levels. The fact is that we exploited the fact that you weren't good at set pieces, and we scored 2 goals from it. The fact of the matter is that your players weren't good in the game, and the fact of the matter is we didn't have to go up another level because you were so bad that we
couldn't go up another level. You couldn't go up another level. So don't lie.
That's in your opinion.
Let's be real. Let's hold on. So you want everyone to believe in a North London derby, you're going to sit back when you've got the opportunity to kill the opposition. If that was me, I'm expecting my club to get 6, 7, 8 goals, really embarrass the opposition, really embarrass Arsenal, really embarrass Spurs. You couldn't embarrass us, bro, because you got pinned back.
So they had 62% possession at one point, and Arsenal only sat back because it was against a superior team. I mean, Spurs play a high line. There's no doubt about that. Everyone has seen that. A lot of people have exploited that. They lost to Fulham. They got pumped by Newcastle. Yeah? After who? We saw who. Teams have already beaten you. Man said only Liverpool were the team that were going to beat them potentially. Now he's had, 2 or 3 losses so far? Yeah, good one. I mean, when your players are defending in the opposition half, what do you expect? You sit there, you sit back, you just lob balls over the top onto players that run into space, which is what they did for Saka, that Havertz ball out to Saka on that right side, who had acres of space in front of him, could have had his own mini 5-a-side game just playing against himself. He had that much room on there. That's all you have to do. There's no need to play through them. This is Spurs' fault for the way they set up. So many deficiencies in that back line. If a team that is good on transition, that can counterattack so quickly, they would be mincing Tottenham. defend deep, stop the balls, get the passes out to your runners, and then bang, you're on goal again. That's it. But Lee's got a point. He does have a point here. Possession is useless if you're not scoring and winning matches. If you're not doing anything with that possession, who gives a shit? It's like, is it Sampaoli, the manager, the coach, who said, you can be talking to a chick at a bar non-stop. It doesn't mean anything. One bloke can rock up there, say one sentence to her, and then he takes her. Possession means jack shit. Talking to a chick for however long doesn't mean anything. You don't get. Oh, we had 80% possession. Did you score any goals? Did you win the game? No, but we controlled the game. Did you get 3 points? No, we lost. Who gives a fuck about the possession? Having possession is one thing. Having effective possession is something completely different. But this is like what Judge Mo says, I have to say. Pep ruined football, and fans are now believing that possession means you played a good game. You played well. Like, possession is only good if you make it count. A lot of teams play possession, play out of possession, they hit a counter-attack, they get themselves a goal, and that's it. That's the tactic they employ. And not every game is going to be a 4-5-0 thrashing. Just because you're 3-0 up doesn't mean you're going to go on to win 4-5-6-0, yeah? Sometimes you have to manage the game, and the players as well, with the fitness, and assess and say, do we want to keep pressing here, risk being susceptible for a counter-attack in the back here? If Tottenham are going to be pressing forward, why are we going to be playing against them? Let's just let them come to us. We've got the best defense in the league. We'll just put balls over the top. Our runners will do what they do. Luckily, they had Mickey van de Ven, because if they didn't, they could have been in some strife. And again, the personnel you have also helps dictate the way you play these games. Yeah? If you didn't have quick runners, you probably wouldn't be pressing high. But you can only do so many sprints in a game before your hammies are going to go. Yeah, Van de Ven can't do that for 90 minutes in a game. It has to come in waves, yeah? And it did happen a few times. But in saying that, if Arsenal had maybe some better players or some better balls over the top, it could have been a whole different story, because Arsenal were camped in their own half. Tottenham were pressing, but again, they were already 3-0 up at that point, maybe 3-1 with the gifted goal. But in any case, it is what it is. I mean, I don't think if they get that first goal from Raya, the gift to Romero, I don't think they end up scoring a goal, to be honest with you.
When it was 3-0 up against you, we also went up.
Against West Ham.
Wait, no. I'm asking you the question.
Answer the question, Gooner, man. Stop.
No. I don't need to answer that question. I'm talking about the game that we played yesterday. I'm talking about the game we played on Sunday.
You went for the jugger. You know why you went for the jugger? Because West Ham was dusty. You know why you couldn't go for the jugger against my club? Because you couldn't.
So what? So you're better than us. So what it is? You're better than us, and we fluked her win. That's what you're saying.
You know that though. Don't lie to yourself. You know it was true.
I'm telling you, Deji. I'm telling you, please seek help.
That was the most shameless thing in this whole video. You fluked a win. Seriously. 3-0 in 38 minutes and you fluked a win. That's madness. That's mad. Spurs had control of that second half, let's say. Okay. Arsenal was scared though. I don't know. They were 3-0 down at halftime, being Spurs. What control matters when you don't have the goals? As I've said, it doesn't mean shit. It could be Liverpool. We could be playing Spurs, for example. We have to play them at Anfield on Sunday, yeah? And we could very well much lose this game because we've been that shit lately. Spurs could come on, play a great game, be out of possession, and we could be in possession. They get a couple of chances. They score goals with their 20% possession, 30%. With our 80, 70% possession, we maybe don't get a goal. And then what are we going to say here? Well, Deji, we had more possession. We controlled the game. Arguably, we should have won because we had the ball. I mean, jack shit at the end of the day. You're not scoring the goals. It doesn't fucking matter. Doesn't matter. Control don't matter if you don't have the goals, yeah? And Arsenal went at full level again because Tottenham stopped them from playing at that full level. And they couldn't go up another level. I think Arsenal could have actually done a little bit more in this game, in that second half especially, but they're 3-0 up. Why do they need to keep pressing? Just coast, just relax. Play on a counter-attack. Let them come to you and you just attack them. That's all you had to do. That's what they did. Could have got lucky in a few other instances. Evidently, they didn't. Again, as I said, Mickey van de Ven, better passes might have sufficed. It is what it is. They were still 3-0, even 3-1 at one point, yeah? But to say that they couldn't go up another level, I don't think that's correct. Arsenal weren't at full level, but it was Spurs that stopped them from playing, and they pegged them back. Again, you're the home team, yeah? You need to be dictating the play. This is all on you. You are the ones that are the home team, and it's up to you to do what you do. The opposition have to respond. Yeah, they have to allow me to retort. It's what's his name? Is it Julius? No, I can't remember his name. Samuel L. Jackson's character in Pulp Fiction. Anyways, doesn't matter. Does not matter. Yeah, you dictate the game. You dictate the game, and then it's up to you to go at the opposition. You're the home team, yeah. And Arsenal fluke the win. That's actually madness. That is shameless as well. As I said, worst thing I've heard in this whole exchange here. No way did they fluke a win like that. They knew what they were doing. They stopped Spurs from getting anything on target. Okay, missed a few chances themselves, but still 0 shots on target in that first half. They hit them on the break because of Ange's high line, and we're out of the game by the end of the first half. Nothing else to be said. Nothing else to be said. Full link posted down below. This was a fantastic exchange. Do listen to the whole thing or watch the whole thing. Shout out to Dan Potts again. Big ups to Deji. Big ups to Guna Lee doing their thing, and to the other fellas on the stream as well. We had Lawless, the West Ham fan. We had D, the Crystal Palace fan, shaking his bomb violently for Tottenham, as Guna Lee likes to say, applauding things that Deji was saying, and of course Dan Potts as well. So big ups to all of you. And once again, thank you to the 1,000 plus subs. Appreciate it. Obviously, you must like something that I'm doing here. Everyone loves to see a bit of YouTube football humbling, shall we say, yeah? Bit of humbling. So thank you all for watching. Like the video, subscribe, drop your comments, all that good stuff, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one, whatever that is.
End the stream, Dave! End the stream! End it, blood! End it now!